Today on BKR Sports, we have got a brand new style video here that we actually have never done on this channel before. Obviously, we've got the Premier League season that has just started up last weekend, which was absolutely fantastic. A lot of shock results, a lot of crazy things happening already. But this is not going to be about this. Well, it is kind of, I guess. It's the Fantasy Premier League, you know, the results of the games and the results of the players do obviously translate literally to what we get in our fantasy team here. So I thought I'd do a new series here to get some more Premier League content on the channel with our streams. As you can see here as well, we do have the streams this weekend that you will be seeing. So if you're not subscribed yet, guys, hit that subscribe button and also smack the thumbs up button. I do really appreciate it when you do show the love for the channel. Now, also, guys, I'm going to be going through my fantasy Premier League team, my thoughts about the previous week, and my thoughts about the next week, and kind of what I'm planning to do right now, because I feel like a lot of people do obviously panic after week one. I feel like the first week is a very hectic week where, you know, a player might not have played well, and you feel like you have to get rid of him when you don't. And I feel like when you don't get a good score, my team didn't get a great score in week one, which we'll talk about in a second. But, you know, I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking here, and I'm pretty happy with how my team is still looking. And that's what this series is going to be about each and every week. What trades I'm looking to make. I do obviously watch a lot of the Fantasy Premier League YouTubers as well. I watch every single game, and yeah, look, it's tough. It is really tough because you do obviously feel like panicking immediately. But let's get into the team here, guys. So as you can see, last week, well, I didn't put this actually out last week, so I've actually made one trade, which we'll get into. But I've got Alisson as the goalkeeper from Liverpool. Obviously, he had... well, they didn't have a great game against Fulham, did they? They drew 2-2 there. And I also have Alexander-Arnold. Now, I actually previously had Robinson as well, but I did trade him out for Zinchenko, who I've got in the team there. So I've got Zinchenko in the back, Cancelo from Man City as well. In the midfield, we've got Saka, Bailey, Grealish, Rashford, and Andreas, with Haaland and Kane up front. I went with the two premium strikers up front this season. I just think they're both going to bang in goals this year. Tottenham are going to be great, City are going to be great, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about Tottenham, because I'm just saying, don't stress on Kane. If you've only got, you know, Kane, you want to go to Haaland, I get it, but don't stress too much. Then on the bench there, we've got Ward, who can sub in when we do need him. Greenwood, James, and Williams. Now, James obviously would have been in my team. He was in my team last week, but I have made that substitution, right? So, basically, look, the main thing that I want to speak about this week is that I have made that trade from Robinson to Zinchenko. Now, Zinchenko is obviously an ex-Man City player who has transitioned to Arsenal now, and I think he's pretty much going to be playing midfield eventually, and in the near future. He is a back, but he also gets forward a lot. He got an assist on the weekend. He was really underappreciated at Man City because we have so much depth in the club. You know, there's so much depth in that team, and he was never going to be the premium attacker. But when it comes to Arsenal, they're going to be an attacking team this year. They've got Gabriel Jesus, who comes from City as well, so he knows that link up. And the way that they play is really going to go a lot through Zinchenko. So I underestimated that and undervalued that pre-season. I've made the one free trade to get Zinchenko in. And the reason why I got Robinson out, I don't think that it's anything to do with, you know, me not trusting him into the future. I definitely do trust that he's going to get points for you guys, and I think that he's going to be a great fantasy player and a great fantasy asset. However, I've already got Alexander-Arnold, and I also have Alisson, so there's no point really. I went in hard on that first game week with the Liverpool defence because I thought they would be able to clean sheet Fulham and beat them 6-7-0, but obviously that didn't happen, right? So that was kind of my thought process there, and then I was going to bring in someone like a Zinchenko or even a Kyle Walker, because I wouldn't even mind a Cancelo and a Kyle Walker back four at the moment anyway, all three. But I was never going to go Reece James this week, to be completely honest with you, just like the fact he's got such quality attack in him. Actually, let's give him to Reece James. So anyway, long story short, I've gone Zinchenko there. I just think that he's going to... Arsenal have been... That was probably their toughest game in the early part of the season. Or Leicester could be, but Leicester aren't exactly great this season, so that's why I think Zinchenko still could get a clean sheet in this game. And also, I still think he's quite attacking it. And Gabriel Jesus will not blank too much. You know, he was actually really good in that Crystal Palace game. He just didn't get on the scorer sheet and didn't get a return, but he will. And I would assume he'll get it in this game against Leicester. So definitely looking forward to seeing what Arsenal can do in this game. Now, Reece James, the reason why I put him onto the bench there is because obviously I've got Harry Kane in the team, and now I am making a ballsy call here in week 2. You know, I probably shouldn't be doing it, but I am going to captain Kane. I'm going to captain Harry Kane against Chelsea, and it's at Stamford Bridge as well. And the reason being, and this is why I've taken James out, because I expect Tottenham to score. Chelsea's defense is not great, right? They played Everton. Everton are fantastic. They won 1-0. I really think that the Spurs could continue momentum right now. And I think that, 4 goals for Tottenham, and yet Kane didn't get an assist or a goal is very unlucky. Very, very unlucky. Yes, he's playing further back. He wasn't playing further front. He wasn't really playing as a striker in that game. But I definitely think that he will in this game, and I definitely think he will for the most part this season. They do have a lot of extra firepower in the offense, Tottenham. You've got Kane, you've got Son, you've got Richarlison now as well. You've got Kulusevski, who's a good option in fantasy. I think that this week Kane's going to be the main guy, and I think that people have traded him out for Haaland, whilst it makes sense, absolutely. I've got Haaland, so I don't need to think about that. And if I didn't have Haaland, I definitely would have been doing that for Kane for Haaland, especially ahead of the Bournemouth fixture. But yeah, I'm going to make a ballsy call here because I know everyone's going to captain Haaland. I know that, and he's probably going to score a goal. He might even score 2 goals. He may even score a hat trick. I'm still going to get those points, and it probably is the smartest option there in regards to going Haaland. But just in case that there is just the slight chance that he doesn't get it, I think Kane is a derby kind of player. I think he's going to play well against Chelsea. I think he's going to be up front. He's got penalties, so I think there could definitely be a penalty in this game. I'm going to make a big ballsy call here, and go Kane as captain. But that could easily get thrown back in my face. But at least I still have Haaland in my team, so that if it does go big, yes, I do lose out the captain points, but I've still got Haaland, is what I'll say there. And because of the fact that I believe Kane will score, I don't really think there's too much point in having Reece James in the defence, because they're not going to get a clean sheet from me. Tottenham looked very good against Southampton, and I predicted them for 3rd this year. Honestly, would not even be surprised if they came 2nd, but I can't see them winning it. But I definitely have them for a top 3 finish, and I just think that their attack is too good. Kane is going to have plenty of opportunities, and we'll see a little bit of difference here. And Chelsea, I just don't know how to feel about them right now, especially after that Bournemouth game. Not Bournemouth, sorry, it wasn't Bournemouth they played, it was Everton. It was Everton. So, yeah, that's my thought process there. And then we go, obviously, to the midfield here. There's not really too much to talk about in regards to the bench right now. Usually, Andreas from Fulham would be on that bench, but obviously, like I said, I took Reece James and put Andreas there. Now, the reason I put Andreas there is because he's playing against Wolves. Now, Fulham had a tough match against Liverpool and came through 2-2. Andreas didn't get any points from that. He just got the 2 for the 90 minutes that he played. But he's still going to be a really focal point of their attack and really can help out Mitrovic up front. I really think that Andreas could get a few points this week against Wolves. I'm not a big fan of well, I don't mind the Wolves as a club, but I'm not a big fan of them this season. You guys know I put them for 18th. I genuinely believe the Wolves could get relegated, and they look terrible on opening day for me. They look really average, and that's why I didn't go Neto like everybody else was in fantasy. But yeah, look, I'm going to make the risk there and put Andreas in over Reece James because I think there's more chance of him getting higher points than there is of James. But it is still Fulham. They could easily, capitulate this week and not do anything. But I'm happy to take the risk there. And yeah, I can't see Reece James getting that defense. That clean sheet bonus there. Rashford, obviously, it's too early to tell. He should have had a goal. We know that. We watched the stream against Brighton. Wow, he should have had a goal. I can't believe he didn't score that. I was fuming on that stream. But I'm going to give him another chance. And obviously, there's no point using a wild card this early. You have to use it before the World Cup, which is fine. But there's no point using a wild card this early. And there's no chance I'm going to take a -4 right now. You need to be patient with these players. If you believed in them last week, then keep believing them because it's only been 1 week, right? It's only been 1 week. So just settle down a little bit. Settle down. You don't need to be taking -4s. You don't need to be taking -8s. If you're taking -4, you're a muppet. Like, you're a muppet. You are a muppet. I'm sorry. It's just ridiculous that you went into this season believing in these players, and then 1 week's gone by, and you're already completely off them, right? Like, I'm nearly off Bailey. I don't necessarily believe in us until the season based off that 1 game, but they play Everton this week. So I may as well, give them another crack and see what I can do. Like, if I wanted to use my wildcard now, cool, that's fine. You have to use it before the World Cup. And I would probably get rid of Bailey. I probably would get rid of Rashford, and I may even put Edison there in Alisson instead. But I'm still pretty happy with this team. I still believe in this team, and I know that Bailey can provide. Bailey can provide. It just comes down to the fact that, we need to see Aston Villa be a bit more attacking, and they looked dreadful against Bournemouth, actually. They played Bournemouth and lost that game. So, yeah, look, I think Rashford can definitely bounce back here against Brentford, but Brentford also have the ability to win this game. Just throwing that out there. I would not be surprised if Brentford win based on how we saw United play against Brighton. They looked dreadful. So, Bailey and Rashford both go into the same category here of I'm going to give you another chance. I don't even think that next week I'm going to use a wild card or 2 trades. Definitely not 2 trades. But if I was to, based off what my thought process is right now for week 1, I would probably get rid of Bailey before I got rid of Rashford, because Rashford still is going to have to be a main focal point in attack for United, especially with the Ronaldo situation, where they're not being a real key striker besides him, and he's like, they're never going to play a false 9 again. Don't ever play a false 9 with Eriksen again. So Rashford's going to be a key part of the attack. It just comes down to he needs to finish off those opportunities that we saw against Brighton. Grealish, this was an outlandish pick. Obviously, there's Mahrez, who blanked massively, and people are off him big time. He'll still, get plenty of starts this year, but in the city midfield, it's Pep Roulette. It comes down to who you believe is going to be consistently starting. Like, you got Grealish, you got not Bernardo Silva anymore. He's going to Barca. You've got KDB, obviously, who has already linked up with Haaland perfectly. Mahrez. There's a Gundogan there as well, that's more defensive, but still in the midfield. You've got Phil Foden there as well. There's a lot of players in that midfield that really, it's tough to see, but I really do believe that Pep loves Grealish, and I like Grealish as well. I think Grealish played well on the weekend, didn't get that assist or goal, but he was very close to getting an assist, mind you, and Grealish will be a good player this season. I really think he's going to be a POD. Most people are going for Foden or Mahrez. I've gone for Grealish. I know my team. I know that Grealish is going to be a phenomenal player this year. It takes 1 year to get into Pep ball, and I've already seen the positives of what Grealish can provide here. Will it come every week in regards? I think that it's surely this week. I definitely believe that he plays against Bournemouth. Surely this week you'll see at least an assist. If not, I'll start to maybe worry a little bit. But Bournemouth played well in the opening game. Finally, we move on to Saka, because there's not really much to talk about with Haaland. We all know that. Saka, I'm happy with Saka. I think that everyone's trying to bring him in. Yeah, look, I'm happy with Saka. I think that Saka is going to be on penalties, and I believe that was their toughest matchup to start the season. Crystal Palace away. Selhurst Park is a really tough game, and that's why Liverpool playing this week is a bit interesting, but it's not at Selhurst Park, it's at Anfield, first game of the season. I know the biggest question that you're probably asking is, where's Mohamed Salah? And it's obviously a great question. I've gone with the POD this year of not going Salah and going with the 2 primos up front, because I believe that City and Tottenham are going to be up there, obviously up there at the top 3, City first, Tottenham third, potentially second. I think that I want those 2 guys who are the main guys up there. And I know it didn't work out in game week 1, but it will. It just will. I'm patient. If he's still not scoring a month in, 3 weeks in, then maybe I'd look to bring in Gabriel Jesus or obviously Darwin. But for now, I'm definitely happy with that. So yeah, that's my team, guys, and that's my thought process this week. I'm going to make the 1 transfer, and that is Robinson out for Zinchenko, as you can see. I'm captaining Kane, which is a big call. Big call. You guys will want to be on that stream on Monday morning for me, Sunday for you guys in England, for my reaction to Kane, whether he scores or doesn't score. I would love a penalty. Please bring me a penalty. But that's my team there, guys. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below. And also, if you want to let us know who your team is, then feel free to go into the comment section. I would definitely love to see what you guys have to say. But I'm going to jump off for now, guys. I will see you on these streams this weekend. Plus, we've got the NRL and the Rugby Union as well. It's going to be a massive weekend here on the channel. I'm going to be vlogging on Sunday, which is the Titans versus Manly game, and also on Saturday I'll be going to the Geelong versus Sunnies game. So that's my weekend. It's going to be flat out, it's going to be busy, but I can't wait for the Premier League this week, and I can't wait for hopefully Harry Kane to prove me right and give me that POD captain there. Once, like, 1 million people have traded him out. 1 million people have transferred Kane out. I think you're just a little bit silly, but I understand Haaland. Alrighty guys, appreciate you. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.